So let's have a look at some of the different ways we can categorize entrepreneurs. And you'll see there are many pathways to becoming an entrepreneur. You might even be inspired by a certain type of entrepreneurship for your own venture. To start, let's examine the different motivations of people who become entrepreneurs. Some entrepreneurs choose to set up businesses because they see an opportunity. They see an opportunity where there is an unmet need in the market, where a solution is needed to solve a problem that others are experiencing, and they take the necessary actions to develop a solution that people want. These opportunity-focused entrepreneurs are more likely to be seen in developed countries because they have options available to them. For them, starting an entrepreneurial venture is just one path they can take. An alternative path may be to work for someone or to continue working for someone else while establishing their own venture. Other entrepreneurs establish ventures because of personal necessity. Developing countries where there may be low or no prospect of getting a job, and where there may be low or no possibility of accessing social security, these spawn necessity entrepreneurs because people in these circumstances have little alternative if they want to survive. However, necessity entrepreneurs can also exist in developed countries. For example, where someone has lost their job, or they need to supplement their existing income, or they need a flexible job to work around family-related demands at home. And so, the underlying motivations of necessity entrepreneurs are different than those of opportunity-focused entrepreneurs. Another way to categorize entrepreneurs is about the type of innovation or venture they're engaged with. A common example of entrepreneurs that we hear about are those that establish technology-focused ventures, such as Facebook or Twitter. Technology-focused entrepreneurs, or technopreneurs, leverage technological innovations. They do this to create new solutions to old problems, like Xero's online accounting software, or they create brand new technological innovations. For example, think of all the new apps and businesses that were developed after the smartphone was developed, or the Jira product by Atlassian, used to manage software development. Many of the technopreneurs are also classified as high-potential entrepreneurs. They build businesses that are fast-paced and that flex and adapt to market needs. Typically, they experience high growth rates through scaling, employ significant numbers of people, and often require venture capital funding to achieve their significant growth targets. And this growth often gives them the option to go public. Sometimes you'll find people who work in an organisation who have an entrepreneurial mindset and who innovate. These are sometimes referred to as corporate entrepreneurs, or, to borrow a term coined by Gifford Pinchot, intrapreneurs. These people tend to be goal-oriented and self-motivated. They seek a certain level of freedom and leverage their employers' resources to initiate new innovations. We've looked at entrepreneurs' motivations to establish a venture and the type of venture they might establish. But what about their personalities or personal characteristics? In a previous video, we looked at the profiles of an entrepreneurial mindset. So what kinds of entrepreneurs might that lead to? Well, one type of entrepreneur could be referred to as the lone wolf. Lone wolves prefer to operate on their own, and although they may end up working with a team, they are more likely to want to be the sole person in control. Establishing a venture on your own can be difficult and challenging, and most successful entrepreneurial ventures are built around cohesive teams. But sometimes, just sometimes, the sole determination of one person can be enough. Closely related to the sole entrepreneur are those who start their businesses from a lifestyle perspective. These are called lifestyle entrepreneurs. These individuals tend to organise their businesses around a desired lifestyle, such as working around their children or parents at home, or dealing with family demands, or an illness, or being located in a work environment that is conducive to a hobby, or a location that they thoroughly enjoy. They tend to prioritise their lifestyle over profit. It is often more about earning enough income to meet their needs. Although this is not to say that these types of businesses cannot be profitable, and sometimes the business can grow bigger than expected. For example, Lorna Jane, now a global name in women's active wear, began out of a desire for attractive and comfortable clothing for Lorna's fitness class participants. It grew from sales after classes to a single retail store to now over 155 stores worldwide. Another important group of entrepreneurs are those who already have years of life experience and possibly, but not necessarily, business experience. These are called seniorpreneurs. This group typically encompasses people over 50 who may be nearing or in retirement. And they have valuable skills, knowledge and expertise which can be leveraged, and they desire an encore career as an entrepreneur. These individuals may be able to spot opportunities unique to their peers and an ageing population. They may also play valuable roles as part of younger founding entrepreneurial teams. Now, for many of us, when we think of entrepreneurs, we often think of commercial, profit-driven businesses. There are, however, a subset of entrepreneurs who develop innovative solutions to society's social problems. They aim to bring about social change to improve the livelihood and well-being of less privileged communities. Kiva is an example of a socially driven entrepreneurial venture led by Premal Shah. He started working with women on low incomes in India, helping them sell their handmade items online. Then in 2005, he launched Kiva, a micro-lending platform allowing people in developing nations to safely access loans from generous people around the world. Shah's aim with Kiva was to empower people to create their own opportunities in a bid to alleviate worldwide poverty. Kiva's microfinancing has parallels with Grameen Bank, founded by Nobel Prize winner Muhammad Yunus. A final way of thinking of entrepreneurs depends on their stage of entrepreneurial activity. Some entrepreneurs may already have started their own ventures or be working as entrepreneurs within an existing organisation. These established entrepreneurs can prove an invaluable resource to teams or companies or as advisors to those just starting out. If you're taking this course to get started as an entrepreneur, then you might think of yourself as a nascent or emerging entrepreneur. Often, nascent entrepreneurs might have a fledgling idea for a business venture, but are unsure how to take it to the next level and make it fly. You might not even have an idea, but are instead attracted to the idea of entrepreneurship, and this is just fine. And you could seek a position that enables you to learn the ropes, say by working with an entrepreneur of an existing venture. Now, we've looked at some of the different ways you can categorise entrepreneurs by their motivation, their type of innovation, their personal characteristics, or their stage of entrepreneurship. Perhaps this has helped you identify what type of entrepreneur you are or wish to be. Or perhaps it has shown you the variety of options available to you as an entrepreneur. The most important thing to remember is that, regardless of the type of entrepreneur you might be, the key thing is to develop your entrepreneurial skills. And these include your creativity, innovation, the identification and exploitation of opportunities, and resources. These are fundamental to the entrepreneurial process, no matter what the context.